Welcome to another lap guide. Today we are in Sainte-Croix track B in reverse and we're driving the Gr.3 cars. This track or any of these combinations must be one of my favorite tracks. High speed corners, amazing flow and great racing. The leaderboard is probably going to be dominated by GTRs, but the Supra is a lot easier to drive, so also during the races you're probably going to see a lot of Supras. Alright, let's start this lap guide. First braking point is at the start of the green curb. At this point I give a boost of brake and followed by trail braking into the corner. And before you reach the apex you can already accelerate slowly and step on it as soon as you can. The next section is a series of lifts. There's no need to brake here. With full throttle we'll start to turn in at the end of the red and white curb on the left. My first lift is when I hit the first apex, just to get a bit more rotation in the car and prevent understeer. Then I go full throttle through the second apex to the left. Then it's throttle to the end of this apex, where I then lift to make sure that I get the next apex. The next braking point is just before the green curb starts. We brake hard for a short moment and trail brake into the corner, make sure to hit the apex. And once again you start accelerating just before the apex in order to get a fast exit out of the corner. This track has so many long straights that exits out of corners are the most important part to get a fast lap. This left-hander is at full speed. For me the next corner is the most difficult of the whole track. Make sure you position your car on the right side of the track to make the entry as wide as possible. Brake hard at the start of the blue and white curb, followed by a trail brake into the corner. And as soon as you see the bridge appear in the background, you can start accelerating. The next braking point is just before the trees start on the right. I apply a short burst of brake followed by trail braking. I start steering in when you cross the black line on the surface, and just before you hit the apex you can start accelerating slowly. And when you do it right, your car will be pushed all the way to the side of the road. The next braking point is between the marshal and the street sign. Brake hard for a while, trail brake into the next corner, making sure to hit the apex. Make sure to accelerate slowly out of the corner, because the dip in the road will likely unsettle the car. The next few corners are flat out, you can touch the curb but don't put your wheels too high on the curb as it will unsettle the car and you lose speed. The next corner has a blind apex again, which is always difficult to judge. Brake hard at the start of the curb, trail brake into the corner. And I feather in the throttle to get out of the corner as fast as possible. By this stage in the lap you've nearly nailed it. A great time to hit that like button. Feel free to subscribe to the channel. It's amazing how much support I've received from all of you guys, which is really motivating. So thank you very much. Alright, let's finish this lap. This little kink in the road is of course flat out. Move to the right of the track. The next braking point is well after the 100 meter mark. Brake hard for a short moment, trail brake into the corner and make sure you use all of the green curb. Slowly feather in that throttle and you're good to go. And there you have it, a corner by corner lap guide to this beautiful track. Let's have a look at that in full speed now. First braking mark at 100 meters. Only brake a little just to make sure you get the corner. Just keep that speed up here. Next sections, no braking, just lifting. Lift here, accelerate. And I lift again in this apex to make sure this apex flows well. This is a very important corner. Make sure you have good exit speed. I can hit the apex a little bit better there, so there's a little bit of time to improve. I guess the Supra is good because it's very good in cornering, but it also has good top speed. Next corner is the one I struggle with most. In this particular case, I think I was on the accelerator a little bit too late. Could have been a little bit quicker at full throttle. Braking at the trees. Trail brake into the corner, nice and wide. Don't use too much of the curb on the inside because it will unsettle the car. Next braking point is after the marshal. Trail brake, don't use too much of this curb because it will unsettle the car and throw you wide. So it's okay if your car is being pushed out all the way to the right here. Just keep going, don't lift. The right-hander that's going to follow is a difficult one because the apex is blind. So just practice. You just need to practice this corner. And flat out from here. As you can see from my times on the right, I've been practicing a bit, trying to drive on the limit, often making little mistakes, and therefore my lap times are not very good. But then when you put it all together, it's very satisfying. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you at the races.